everybody. So today in math, we are going to be reviewing multiples, okay? And so for some of you, this is a refresher, and that's okay. And for some of you, I might teach you a different trick or a way of thinking about it, okay? So we are going to start by creating an anchor chart together on multiples. Okay, so multiples, when I think of them, I always think of in the younger grades, the teachers call it skip counting. You always hear younger grades say, oh, I learned how to skip count by 2 or by 4. Okay? Skip counting really is listing multiples. Okay? So for example, let's just go with a really easy one that I just mentioned. Okay, so let's just say the multiples of 2. Okay? If you're going to skip count in younger grades, when they say, can you list your multiples of 2? You would say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so that really is the multiples. The only difference is multiples is just a fancy word to say skip counting. Okay, so 2, and a lot of times we list it horizontally like this. So I like to write a little colon there, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, just like that, just listing them, okay? You could keep going. Sometimes you start to notice things, like you might notice that anything, when you count by 2s, it hits every number that has a 2 on the end, a 4 on the end, a 6 on the end, an 8 on the end, and a 0 on the end, okay? So you start to notice patterns in listing multiples. Okay, something else that we can do, so let's list the multiples of another number. So let's list the multiples of let's do another easy one, 3, okay? So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, okay? Sometimes what a question that will be asked is not just can you list the multiples, but what multiples do these numbers have in common, okay? So if something is in common, it means that they share it or they both have it. So for example, the number 2 and 3, we just listed their multiples or skip counted, and we could keep going if we wanted to, right? Okay, there's more after this. But if so far we talk about ones that they share or multiples that they have in common, I don't see a 2 on this list. So 2 is not a common multiple. 3, no, it's not a common multiple, only this one has it. 4 is not a common multiple. Oh, but 6 is a common multiple of 2 and 3. They share this multiple, okay? Again, multiple, think about skip counting, okay? I used to always draw a guy. Let's see. Let's do this, okay? Draw a little bean guy, and he would be skipping rope, like jumping rope. There's his jump rope, okay? Okay, and so we always thought about skip counting or jumping. Something else that you might hear me mention sometimes are multiple motions. So something that my class has done before is if you're doing your multiples of 5, you might do a motion with that. So for instance, you might do like a fist pump for 5. So if you're listing your multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So each time you do that motion, it's a new multiple that you're listing. Or 10s could be like the Egyptian, so you could be like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, okay? So multiple motions, again, just another way to remember that multiples are just skip counting. And finding ones that are common means shared, okay? So 6 in this is a common multiple. I want you to look at the anchor chart and see if you can find another common multiple. Okay, so just look through, scan the list, okay, and the same way I did, you're looking through. 8 isn't common because this list doesn't have it. 9's not common, 10's not common. Ooh, 12 is another common multiple. And if I kept listing more multiples, I could find other common multiples. Okay, and this actually ends up, it seems like a very basic lesson, and I would say in my opinion it is, but it ends up being super important when we work with fractions, okay, because you'll be hearing that word multiples, and you'll also be hearing factors again, and people get them confused a lot. So knowing that factors from yesterday is factor times factor is product, but multiples are skip counting. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a little bit more work, but this can be your anchor chart for today.